For the Labour government of Dom Mintoff, these festivities last month were the second celebration of independence since 1964. For them, it marked an absolute end of colonialism. It resulted from Mr. Mintoff's negotiations 7 years ago when he made an agreement with the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. Under this agreement, Britain, as the representative of NATO, was allowed to use Maltese bases until 1979 in return for a hefty annual rent. As Britain, Malta's friend since 1800, was bid farewell, Mintoff's new companion was ushered in, President Colonel Gaddafi of Libya. Mr. Mintoff's on good terms with his near neighbour, and he made him the honoured guest. The Union Jack was almost down before the crowd seemed to notice. The only British representative in the foreground of the night's events was one Royal Navy seaman. With the Maltese flag flying high above the crowds, Mr. Mintoff came forward to light the eternal flame on the new Freedom Monument. The way up to the top is rough, to symbolise Malta's difficult path to freedom. Colonel Gaddafi also had his share of the limelight. The crowd gave him a tremendous welcome, as well they might. The Libyan leaders promised unlimited aid to Malta. Mr. Mintoff saw this as the night Malta ceased to be an island fortress, dependent on war or the threat of war for its prosperity. But the opposition Nationalist Party didn't see things the same way and boycotted the celebrations. Although the closure of the British bases doesn't have the same significance as independence in 1964, it is the high point of Dom Mintoff's career as Prime Minister. It was 20 years ago that Mintoff's plans to integrate Malta with Britain fell through, and since then, his policies have been almost exclusively directed at turning Malta into a neutral state, a republic capable of earning her living without depending on foreign military expenditure. Mr. Mintoff has looked around for new friends, and when the Union Jack came down, there was, tied up in Grand Harbour, a reminder of where he's now looking. A cruise ship from Libya being used as a floating hotel for the 500 Libyans visiting Malta to join in all the celebrations. Another sign that the British are being replaced by Libyans is the number of students from Libya who are studying at technical colleges on the island. Barracks, which once housed British troops, are now a centre for these students. The friendly relationship with Libya is nothing new. Colonel Gaddafi made 3 official visits to Malta in 2 years. On his 3rd trip, in May 1976, Gaddafi warned the Maltese that the West was exploiting them and they must get rid of the foreign military bases. He offered his country's aid in helping Malta to gain her economic independence. During his recent visit, Gaddafi attacked Britain as the common enemy of Malta and Libya. He said the 2 countries must now join hands to aid the Palestinian people against Zionism and the reactionaries of the Arab world. He sees this as the best way for Malta to prove its new policy of neutrality. As well as financial aid, he's promised oil at competitive prices and other assistance through joint ventures.
Yes, Gaddafi!